I have the pleasure to, and if you want to know what that means, have a one-on-one, and most of you do, so that's good. But it's my pleasure today to introduce to you Doug Grady. I actually met Doug at the, I'm live. I met Doug at the Habitude Warrior Conference, and he was the guy that I said, I'm never going to forget this guy because he started out with his banjo.
That's right.
And so when I asked him to come, he was already coming to Dallas, and he's from Atlanta, correct? And has over 20 years has been studying and teaching on the pathways of personal potential. Has a book called The Ripple Effect, and also has a program that I'm looking into and probably going to get on board with called 40 Days to Focus here. So strongly encourage you to look at those things, but he's here today to kind of talk to you a little bit about the ripple effect. I loved his story. He was part of what, there was like 30 some speakers there, but Doug stood out to me personally as one of the ones that resonated with me, and I knew he would be somebody that you'd like to see and hear what he has to say. So Doug, I appreciate you flying over here from the airport, and
We'll call top 6 months later. What they call the GA, the boss, my manager. I'm cut out for this business. Boss, I'm leaving. I can. My friends won't let me leave. I'm leaving. Leaving sales Tuesday morning. They want to do what I do. They're not happy when I try to sell them. I'm in sales Tuesday morning. Leaving sales Tuesday morning. Sold my house, my car, and my wife's ring. I'm leaving sales Tuesday morning. I said I'm
Ricky G was.
yeah, and it really was. A long time ago, maybe not so long ago. And I said, yes, and it was around that time someone recommended my very first motivational seminar. Who was before he went on to the promised land. This moment, life became very Canadian man. I'd never heard of him before, but somebody said after this, Karen, I actually set a record for this company. This is a lot on the life side. Pretty good weekend. It's no longer a record, but back then that was a. He said, he said, Doug, The perspective is different, attitudes. That seminar must have been that man. I wonder if you'd agree with this. No matter how great the man is, the book, can do it for you. Jim Rohn says no one can do for you. You got to choose. I'm going to begin and end with the same question. What? One simple subline or the context or the subtext, if you will, of the book today to make at least one choice that will change the course of your life. I do have something for you to take some notes on if you'd like. Pretty hard stop at 1 o'clock, so we're going to keep this moving. And I want to encourage you and be fully engaged this morning. The more engaged you are, the more chances are. We were in New Zealand and Australia for about. You know what they say over there? Similar to, they say takeaway, right? With you take this into your business and your life, the people that you lead, that you love, that you serve. Otherwise, it's growing up in the Southeast. 3 days of focus. I'll talk about this throughout one program. You engage in one personal discipline every day for guess how many days? 4 days. And this so you can do it with or without me. There may be some advantages to doing it with me. Now, we're in an original house of pancakes. On the contrary, we have probably one difficult to grow up in the Southeast without going to a couple of Waffle Houses. Do you have Waffle Houses here down? Yeah. Waffle Houses. They don't allow Waffle Houses into Orange County, but you brown, and there's a trademarked way of getting this hash brown. One that's more ordered than any other. It's up on there. You probably heard it's called. As business owners, as family members, mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, becomes, how do you just get uncovered, unsmothered, and feel when you feel completely focused and let's say 100% focused. Maybe in the last if you have no idea what we're talking about right now, I'll give you 3 simple strategies scattered and reclaim this to take something off your plate. None of them have this facial hair on it. I just let it go. And so when I see somebody you're growing a beard. You don't grow the beard. You're not acting. Something to stop a beard from growing. Our sales our spiritual growth. What is that stuff that I'm doing? Find out what that stuff is and take that it all. Strategy number 2. Now when you hear that, yeah, it could be a person, absolutely, Jenna. So it could be he says your next level may not be a second assistant, and life has become very different because now are helping me, finding people that have strengths that you don't have. It may just be you have the capacity. So when life happens, man, are you the person that can handle that stuff? To expand who you are as a person. And we'll dive deep into this one. Is carving out minimum standards. So didn't have a very powerful relationship to this term minimum. It sounds like slacking to me. Like, man, if I can't do it full on, why even bother? So I'd be full on in one area, let's say business. Area of your life. What can happen to other areas of your life? If you're neglecting those things. So this is just a simple tool for you to apply to any area to move the needle. You can apply this minimum standard to any area in your life. There are 3 M's around minimum. Before we get to these M's, it gets done. Something is better than one. Something's almost always better than nothing. Something gets done. Something tends to lead to more. If you've got a minimum in that particular area, so stuff will happen that would never happen otherwise. So first, but it's got to be more than what you're doing. So you take inventory of your current standards. We have standards, by the way, for everything in life. They may not be articulated. Approximately how many times have you physically exercised at least 20 minutes a day or more? The answer is 4. I heard 0. One is more than 0. Now, if all you do is go from 0 to 1 in the next 6 weeks, this is I was just reading an article on the way from magazine, which is a bodybuilding magazine. There was a study in Sydney, Australia. You minimize the chance of fatal diseases by 30%. More than 2. 3. What's more than 20 minutes? In case of health and nutrition, it might not be more. Less gluten, less dairy. The 3 big ones for most. It just means no processed. The white sugars tend to be the ones that are really. If you minimize that stuff, you will find yourself losing 10 to 16 pounds in the next 6 weeks. You know why? Because almost everything we eat. What is you're flushing out your system a lot of stuff. stuff. So you look at the more and the less in your marriage and less of. What's more? One of the biggest mistakes people.
Sorry, what was the first thing?
More. So you look at where you are. 15 is more, 20 is more. If you're calling 2 days a week, 3, manageable, which means doable. Still get her done. Worst case per day, whatever that is. One of the biggest mistakes people go is from 0 to 6. So make sure it's manageable. By now, according to most statistics, there's a lot of reasons for that. One of the reasons is the term. So this around, I'll do this, or be this, or not do this, or not be this. But what you can get your head. So you've heard of I think it's called the 24-day fix. There's a 24-day cleanse. There's a this stuff. You know what they all have in common is this last end. You know when it's done, you can lock it in for 50 days. This year, she got her head no dairy, no sugar, beef, no corn, no soy, and then you, on top of it, you had to take these supplements every day for days later. So now Daniel is, according to my this thing, I can lock in, I can do it 35 days, and you pay attention to the impact. You look at using all this as a structure. Simple choice. And give you an opportunity to plug that in. Real magic to creating change in your life. Where you've been, and I believe it was that great Canadian still have made a choice. Positive change begins with a positive choice. You lead that you serve. Choice is the reason is because P90X focus. You know what all of them they have a beginning and the end. Somewhere between usually somewhere a 40-day program. All you can say is what? Let me tell you, if you quit P90X on day 8, You know, it's ornery, and now you're so freaking sore, you'll never work. I mean, you got to find a way to stay the course. So step feel like it, and this is where a lot of change starts. Like it, you want to quit, but you don't, and you stay with it. So most of them talk about the power. Stay this course. Most professional development. Change. Now, there's definitely some truth to that. If you all you do is you choose to show up to the gym, it probably will. You know, the hardest part about the workout for most people, gym, it is much easier to actually work out. Especially after traveling, which especially after a great workout, because I just did so many benefits to it, and I said spiritual disciplines. I don't always like those. It was important to me. I don't always like discipline, and after it's done, I sure feel good that great start. If you power and where we invested tremendous doing the work is not enough. You've got to pay attention. Progress that's made because of them. So I'll share with this how this kind of unraveled for me. It was about 7, maybe 8 years ago now. I ended up the worst shape of my life. I was mentally, I was all over the place. I was emotionally in debt quite a bit to the IRS. And look, I had been to all the seminars. I mean, that speakers in the world. It wasn't a lack of tools or talent. Something was just have a midlife crisis. We have these are the top 2 inches on the board. Require money.
Yes, they do.
My crisis, if you will, Grover, British Columbia, about a year ago. 100 Canada to do when they have a midlife crisis. I just went to my desk, I sat down, I put my hands up, and I just said, God, and I will do it. This is all the time. I'd say things like, give me wisdom. Please, could you give me some sales? You know, your next next? And so I asked the question. The room didn't shake. I just had what you might call something. My moment of clarity much. I started taking inventory. I wasn't sure for how long. I was literally I didn't need. I still had a car. I still had through the years networks I've developed. I took inventory of what could I look at as gifts in my life. I've been on a less. No roof over their shoulders, not no living in conditions you can only imagine. And some of them had much really knocked me over. And it was something like this. You stagnant. Maybe you've had a time like this in your life where you're kind of showing up. You're going through the motions. Go to a networking meeting like this. I was showing up, but I wasn't really fully in a mental institution. And he stood up and he said, "Now, why are we all here?" And someone said, "Because we're not all there." And that's kind of how life was for me. And you can get away with it for a while, particularly if you had a high level of skill in your profession. Blindsided, which is what happened to me. Life changed for me just in a moment. For 6 months. Every month. Now this all-in term is a anybody ever played poker? It's not illegal here in Dallas, is it? The non-poker community, what this term means and what happens when you
You're all in.
and then what happens?
You lose.
Yeah, you put everything you got, all of it. I mean, as soon as you take it, you have to let go of this. And one of two things can happen. Or what? F kicks into your brain and body. Do you know what it is?
Fear.
But you can lose it. That can impact you and change the course of your life. It's like, yeah. So, choices like 10 minutes of exercise a day. Every single day for the next 6 weeks. And then see. Stops us because we think we might lose. It had nothing to do with business. I made a recommitment to business. In case it was 30 days, not 40 days, but here at best, it was that was manageable for me. And then finally, the first 6 days, no problem. And then right those days, you know, those unexpected days. Every day. 7 o'clock, I hit the door of my apartment. Come now I have 43 minutes to complete. And that little the one that off of it.
Well, it's late.
Yeah.
I'll do 60 minutes.
Yeah, I'll for one more day, right? It's been a long voice, no matter how clever or interesting. That voice for you to lie to yourself. I was able to choose a different voice. This voice came from my father. Or make your bed, or eat your vegetables, or chop some. There's a lot. New York?
Real
Yeah,
tough.
right. In Alabama and
In Texas too.
yeah. Did any of you have kids in the excuse phase? I'm tired. I don't feel like it. How come? Always another level, right? So they're never finished. But I would give. And I would say these three little words. Those words were. Because there's really not much you can say. There's not a lot to come back to. Those words, because these are the words I used. I had never done this before. I got on the floor of this. People, my inspired about it. There was nothing pleasant about it. There were 0.01 second. I could say I did. More certainty, more confidence. To the impact of that moment. And that's what's missing in your life. In any area. Defined simply by whether you like it or not. And I started applying. I started letting go of some stuff in my church. I started reading things naturally. It just happened by paying attention. How else could I apply this? And stuff just started. When you stay the course when you don't want to, hook, but you did it anyway. How does that apply? Some of the stuff was much more challenging. For example, make prospecting calls in here. Most to 30 calls every of dialing, smiling, dialing, reaching out. You think if you whatever business it is. So I'm going to share with you exactly how It's not always pretty. I get to the end of the day, I'd still have. I still had a bad attitude, but I would do. That I was fairly sure and very hopeful. I did it. Not that I tried, because my coach. It's a real person with a real phone. It's Grover, right? So if I call Grover, measure it, 30 outbound calls per day.
I was home.
Yeah, Grover answered the phone. Clear that our results in life can be a speaker for over 2 decades. But I tell you, it's overrated. Because it doesn't help. It definitely helps, but it doesn't take inspiration. Feeling good to change your life. Did you know you can you're uninspired? Inspiration. Do you know what it takes? It's putting your fingers on the phone. I guarantee you somebody. This is a thing. It supersedes attitude. Available to you when?
Right now.
If you're motivated and inspired on top of it, all the better. Make a choice. And by the way, when you do book a meeting, on how you and now something happened. So don't wait for inspiration. These are the 3 steps to you to begin my as opposed to professional. Family, we got a man. One sheet for you to. An outline of the program. I'll give you some. Would I be willing? That if I did it every day would impact exercise. Do that, everything eventually changes. Other people. An executive with a hotel, and she just work through this 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or less. Programs. If you we give you 4 problems. Clarity. Number 2 is most people that do this program stuff that really gets things done. Result in your business. It's a conditional promise based. The way choose and stay the course. Health insurance industry, her commitment was 20 minutes of personal development each day. Thing that falls into personal development. She's program credit for setting that record. It was simply journaling every day for 20 minutes. Just getting out. This man lost 92. Somehow, when I got this diabetes to whatever the non, he's not going to die from diabetes. Right. The health stuff, eating better, followed the journal stuff locked in. So you look thing and other stuff follows. It was 10 minutes of the fun I wanted to highlight from him is he actually quit. Changed his life forever. And then marketing company. Nothing to do with business, at least not on the surface. Discipline, her business. It's very simple, but it's a lot. I don't even know. Well, not the wife team, and they're one of the you guys have heard of that one here? The industry. Is different. How to make the choice. The structure is to support you and truly create. Monday, we can start it whenever you want. Is a criteria of the day. Seconds, it's for the ADD generation. Think about where you're going, think about I actually did my discipline. You want, and then there's a private. Work through how you make. Which means you can commit to it. That's the first. That's technically would be your day one if you're because some of you are already like. It's not tweeners. That same voice is all this crap before. Is, you're and you can cut through. Do it anyway. Act on that, and you. If it's the you can see it up here, it's $400. $10 off, it's $290 for the entire. With David coming out. Actually taking this on. Find that many times if you go through with outside of this room, your +1 is. So how does anyone have any questions?
Pleasantly surprised. As I was sitting. That's number one, but it really doesn't matter which one.
Yeah,
it will affect the other.
It's really. Criteria of choices don't work. When lightning strikes, God says, the perfect time, you're going to just say, I'm going to do choice will lead to other choices that pay attention to the impact of that. That'll change.
Sucking up, but I went to the two.
Thank you.
You were coming back.
No. I mean, that's I would have paid for.
And says, I'm. But she's already.
Just a comment. Saying that 40. Is the day.
There's people ask. 40 years in the. And you're in. Write your credit card number on there. That number.
I mean, this is an awesome.
I did indeed. Sure, I'm invited, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I would agree with Randy. I was at the same Habitude Warrior, and now there's another one of those in June. And are you coming back for that one too?
You know, I've been in 4 consecutive. I've been lead hitter on or second up on 4 consecutive.
Yeah.
I'll probably be back.
Well, anyway, I enjoyed him there, and I was really excited when he let me know he was going to be in Dallas for this. So, I mean, I think that this. What do you want to do with these books?
Yeah. So anybody. So first books go to anybody who registers. If you register, I'll give you the book for free. If I have any left, I'm happy to sell them. They're just 15. If you run up to 20, we give it to charity. But the books are first come with the folks plugging into the program.
Yeah, and one of the things he didn't mention, but is in the information I put on the web, is a lot of what he does is giving back. A lot of work with who are you working with these days?
Mostly missions.
Mostly
missions in India. Previously, it was missions in Ecuador.
Right.
Organization called Hogar de Cristo, which built homes for the poorest of the poor in Ecuador. We built over this organization called Peachtree Ironman has built over 41 homes there. I was there 3 years out of 7.
Well, and I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. What if we don't know who we want our +1 to be?
If you get it to me by, you can text me to that number. That number is my number. If you get it to me by Sunday night, I can have them in Monday. Yeah.
Where did you want us to put that?
Just in the notes section.
In the notes? All right.
If
We can text you by Sunday night for the +1.
Yeah, I turn everything into my administrator Monday morning. So as
Okay.
long as I have it Sunday night, Monday 6 a.m. whatever. I just she's got to have it to get everything in together.
Your minister?
I'm not a minister. The son
Oh, I
of
thought you said your minister.
my father's a minister.
Said administrator.
Oh,
Administrator.
sorry.
He's got help now. See,
He's
so
got help. Oh, yeah, you got
He's
that's right. That was
successful.
the point,
He's
right?
made his plate bigger, right?
That's right.
So, but anyway, I appreciate everybody being here. We'll wrap up with this, regular meetings next week. Jenna's gonna be doing a training, next week on, lead generation, right? Lead gen, so that's gonna be valuable, and we've got, the old school coming, we've got a couple of other sessions, May's already booked, so please make sure that you attend. For those that are doing, all I'll say is, you know, when we bring in speakers that basically will come and bless us for free, they have stuff that they can offer to us. If this is something that you're gonna put to work, I mean, of all the presentations that we've seen, right? Your choice is first, but then do it, you know, start it and do it. So that's one of the things, the 40 days challenge. Actually, Cheryl and I did a 28-day planking thing, because remember when I was passionate, I wanted the six-pack abs. It's important to me. So that's kind of one of my things, and I'm on day 48. Tomorrow's day 48. So it was a 28-day challenge. So anyway, but any other questions? Anything we missed? Mark? Oh, we got their $1. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention the dollars. Yeah. So give Mark your $1 for the meeting, and thanks everybody for showing up. Again, thank you, Doug, for blessing us with this time. I know you're trying to get over to the other side of town.
I apologize for my abruptness. I just had a really hard stop here. So
Yeah.
can I get your card back?
You gave me my card back.
This is Grover.
Okay, we're gonna go offline for Facebook Live, guys. So thanks everybody for
Thanks
being
for
here.
tuning in on Facebook. You can hit me up with a message if you have any questions. Thank you.